Tonight, a school shooting threat at a Syracuse high school forces students to go remote.
And a new art exhibit is opening at Tyler Hall. Our reporter Matthew Rivenberg has the story.
Plus, adult Happy Meals, when these toys could become available for you.
WTOP 10 Nightly News starts now.
Good evening, and welcome to WTOP 10 Nightly News. I'm Riley Jones.
And I'm Emily Forster.
Students at On Tech Charter High School in Syracuse are back in the classroom today after they were forced to go remote following a school shooting threat. The call to move to remote learning came after several students received threats of violence over text and on social media on Sunday night. School officials say that the person was threatening to carry out a school shooting at the school on Monday morning.
Officials also say that they did not notice any suspicious activity at the school around that time of the threat. What was supposed to happen? As soon as returned to school today, they were scanned by security with a wand and had their bags checked before entering. School officials are stressing the importance of the incident and are asking anyone with possible information to come forward.
Starting today through October 3rd, SUNY Oswego's shop is presenting a collection box drop-off to help those in need in the Oswego area. There are many locations on the SUNY Oswego campus where the drop boxes are available, including the Murano Campus Center, Culkin Hall, and Shinneman Hall. Items requested include non-perishable foods, as well as toilet paper, tissues, and shampoo. For more information, email shop@oswego.edu.
Kelly Sanders is donating 10% of sales to SUNY Oswego's SEPA campaign. The proceeds are going to the State Employees Federated Appeal. The printed coupon must be present at the time of the sale in order for the proceeds to go to SEPA. This offer is happening Wednesday night at the Tellys on West Bridge Street.
SUNY Oswego is holding an art exhibit in Tyler Hall. Our reporter Matthew Rivenberg is here in the studio with the story.
Good evening. This is a tribute to a longtime SUNY Oswego professor who passed away. There is a lot of hard work that took place in getting ready for the Al Bremer art exhibit in the Tyler Hall Art Gallery. Planning for this exhibit started in August, says Lowell Hutchinson, Assistant Director of Arts Programming here at SUNY Oswego.
So we spent about a day bringing the artwork into the space, several days kind of just getting the layout, where we wanted to put the pieces, and then several days for the actual installation, so hanging of the artwork. And then there's quite a bit that goes into preparing the space as well.
There is a lot of artwork done by Bremer. Hutchinson says Bremer produced abstract art.
If you come to the event, you'll see it's a mixture of quite a few styles. There's quite a few 3D pieces. There's also some oil paintings, some acrylic paintings you'll see as well as some drawings. So it's a little bit of a mix of everything, and the beauty of a retrospective.
SUNY Oswego student and art gallery employee Sarah Martin says the turnout was great.
Our opening night, there were about over 100 people, 134 precisely, and there's been more people cycling in during our open hours.
You can come to this event until October 9th, right here in the Tyler Hall Gallery. Reporting in Oswego, Matthew Rivenberg, Oswego Now. The gallery will be open Tuesdays through Sundays from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. in Tyler Hall. Riley and Emily, back to you.
The new lighting features on the O&W pedestrian bridge have officially been completed. Mayor Billy Barlow announced the completion of the project today on Twitter. The new lights are an extension of the project completed in 2019, which illuminate the Varick Dam waterfalls just south of the bridge. The mayor is inviting everyone to take a walk across the bridge and admire the work of the local businesses that made the project possible.
Former Syracuse mayor candidate Alfonso Davis is in custody after being caught with a loaded handgun at the Rochester International Airport. Davis was detained this morning and was charged with third-degree criminal possession of a weapon. Davis claims that he forgot he had his loaded gun with him. He is currently being held in the Monroe County Jail pending arraignment in Rochester City Court.
The Sagamore Resort in Bolton Landing, New York is officially one of the best resorts in the nation. The resort placed third in a contest by USA Today's 10 Best. Sagamore came behind the Aquilina Resort and Residence in Florida and the Broadmoor Resort in the mountains of Colorado. The Sagamore Resort has been a popular vacation spot since it opened in 1883 and houses a private golf course, a spa, and 8 different restaurants located on the island itself.
The National Weather Service has confirmed a tornado in upstate New York this past Sunday. Officials say an EF1 tornado moved through Walton, New York around 6:30 on Sunday evening. Walton reported downed trees, metal ripped off roofs, and lawn furniture blown over. Tornadoes in New York are not as common as they are in tornado and Dixie alleys in the southern plains and deep south. No injuries were reported following the Walton tornado.
Now let's take a quick look at the weather with Storm Team 10 meteorologist Zeke Calden.
Yeah, so tornadoes aren't as common in New York, but they still do happen. And taking a look at what happened today, we had some lake effect rain, actually over 2.5 inches worth. So quite a storm that came into the region today. And taking a look at the weather headlines, obviously we're looking at Hurricane Ian, which is expected to make landfall into Florida today. Storm surge, flooding, and damaging winds are expected with Hurricane Ian, as it is expected to make landfall into Florida as a major hurricane, or at least a Cat 1 or a Cat 2. Back to the desk.
Coming up, we'll discuss the possibility of student loan forgiveness being overturned.
And Shakira is facing tax fraud accusations. We'll have more after this break.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Eva Marie smoked 12,000 packs of cigarettes over 15 years. She quit, and now there's a new lung cancer screening that could save her life. You stopped smoking. Now start screening. No matter how much you smoked, early detection could save you. Talk to your doctor or learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Hi, Zeke Calden here with your Storm Team 10 forecast. Again, we're looking at Hurricane Ian making a landfall into Florida this evening, bringing storm surge, heavy wind gusts, and flooding into the area. So if you have any relatives or friends in Florida, make sure to keep an eye on them. Heavy lake effect rain today, over 2.5 inches, and we'll see that rain continue into tomorrow along with the cool temperatures, and we might also have a good outdoors weekend. We'll take a look at that. And around the state tonight, still rainy, a little bit of thunder back in my hometown of Albany and some clouds down in Kingston. And taking a look at the temperatures, it'll be a cool, but you could go outside with the jacket. It's not too bad outside. Lower mid 40s to around lower 50s around the state tonight. Tomorrow, in the region, we'll be taking a look at some rain as well as some light rain going into the evening with a high of around 58. It'll stay in the 50s tomorrow, so you'll want to bring your jacket. And tomorrow night, we'll see those showers kind of die down with a low of 45, calm winds into tomorrow night. And taking a look at the 5-day showers tomorrow, and then we'll see the sun come out on Thursday. And it looks like we'll have a pretty good weekend, a little bit cool, but high of 65 on Saturday is not too bad. Back to the desk.
Thanks, Zeke. Over 2 million Americans are now under an evacuation order as Hurricane Ian approaches the Florida's coast. The preparation procedures, including closing over 50 schools and activating around 50,000 National Guard troops. Before the hurricane's arrival, extreme rainfall and river flooding is apparent in Polk and Charlotte counties. The Florida Division of the Emergency Management Director, Kevin Guthrie, says, quote, "The time to evacuate is now," end quote.
An emergency shelter for migrants being sent to New York is currently under construction in the Bronx. The city is building this emergency center to help with the humanitarian crisis, but concerns arise with the site, as Elijah Westbrook reports.
You can't miss it. If you take a drive up to Orchard Beach this week, one of the first sights you'll see when you enter the parking lot is this.
I hope this is very temporary.
Steel beams being erected one by one in the Orchard Beach parking lot for what will be one of the city's emergency centers for adult migrants who've been bused here. Mayor Adams' office says they'll be able to find food, medical care, casework help, and shelter once open in 2 weeks. Here's longtime Bronx resident Michael Collins.
Personally, I think it's a great short-term solution to a long-term problem. As the gentleman said, they're going to be here from 60 to 120 days, which basically is the winter season, and it gives the government time to figure out another solution.
We also caught up with lifelong Bronx resident Robert Reed this morning before he went on his daily walk. He says it's typically a time for him to get fresh air by the water and take in the sights and sounds of Pelham Bay.
My thoughts are that we need to house the migrants. My grandparents came here and made a good living, so other people should have that opportunity too.
But there are concerns about how safe the housing conditions will be for the migrants who arrive here. The Bronx Borough president told us the beach parking lot is not an ideal location due to flooding issues in the past. Nonetheless, she said she's working with the mayor's office to make sure asylum seekers get the help they need and to ensure the center is sturdy enough to withstand rain and wind.
President Biden's new student loan forgiveness program is causing legal concern across the country. The Pacific Legal Foundation filed a lawsuit to a federal court in Indiana. Many of the Conservative Party believe that any canceled student debt should be taxed. The suit hopes to overturn the program until legal questions are resolved.
The British Postal Service is expected to hold a strike in the 3 weeks leading up to Christmas. The Communication Workers Union tweeted, quote, "It's now or never to save the Royal Mail. The strike will include Black Friday and Cyber Monday." The Royal Mail Service is responding to the strike by stating that they are losing over £1 million per day and need to adapt to the competitive market.
Famous singer-songwriter Shakira is currently facing tax fraud accusations from the public treasury of Spain. A start date for the trial has not yet been set, but the Barcelona judge has approved of the case to move forward. The prosecutors claim that Shakira failed to pay personal income and wealth taxes amounting to over $15 million. Shakira denies all accusations. Coming up on WTOP 10, COVID cases are set to rise in the coming winter. We have the numbers coming up.
And Happy Meals may not just be for kids anymore. The changes coming to McDonald's right after the break.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies.
Selfie. Nailed it. We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's put a ride home.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know. Yeah, you just did that.
Look at that, it's so sad.
It's good.
Here, put that over.
Welcome back to WTOP 10 Nightly News. Rising cases of COVID in the UK could be bad news for the U.S. The National Health Service showed the 7-day average of new cases rose 17% in England and Wales. The data matches what models predict what would happen in the UK and the US. Experts say this wave would be less deadly than we have seen in previous years. Officials say cases are set to rise in October. One of the most common symptoms of long COVID is loss of smell. Mandy Gaither has more on how experts say you can regain your smell in today's Health Minute.
If changes in your sense of smell went along with your COVID-19 infection, you're not alone.
Up to 90% of people had some loss of smell.
Most people get the sense back. A study published in August shows around 90% of people with mild COVID before the Omicron variant who lost taste or smell fully regain the senses within 2 years. Others still suffer. Health experts say the loss of smell isn't because of congestion, but rather a change inside you.
This virus actually affects the cells that are directly responsible for your sense of smell. Way up near the base of your skull and the base of your brain. What happens is that not only do you lose your smell, at least initially, but 3 or 4 months later, when these cells are supposed to sort of redivide, you could lose your sense of smell again.
Health experts say you can retrain your nose to regain your sense of smell, and these 4 scents can help: rose, eucalyptus, clove, and lemon.
Use your nose to smell these scents over and over again. You can slowly potentially start to regain some of that smell over time.
A research article published earlier this year suggests essential oils with those scents may help a person recover the sense of smell by stopping inflammation and helping cells regenerate. For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Toy companies are getting more nostalgic this holiday season, and companies are aiming towards their adult customers. Hasbro is pitching collectibles and nostalgic products because grown-up shoppers are more invested in brands that they played with as kids. Hasbro is expecting a strong demand for toy brands like G.I. Joe and Transformers. Mattel is partnering with Elon Musk's SpaceX to sell SpaceX-inspired collectible Matchbox toys.
McDonald's is collaborating with popular streetwear brand to sell Happy Meals to adults. The new adult Happy Meals are called Cactus Plant Flea Market Boxes. The toys are retro McDonald's mascots that are redesigned, including Grimace, the Hamburglar, and Birdie. There are also a new one designed after their products, named Cactus Buddy. No word yet on how much the Happy Meals will cost. Coming up in sports, we have Tommy Tallerino.
Tommy, what's going on in the world of sports?
Thanks, guys. When we come back, we will take a look at the rainy matchup that took place at Laker Turf today and what Laker matchup to watch out for tomorrow night. Stay tuned right here on WTOP 10 News.
You quit smoking and thought, that's that. But here's the thing about lung cancer. By the time you see the symptoms, it could be too late. But now, there's a new scan that can detect lung cancer early, when it's more curable. If you smoked, get scanned. Talk to your doctor or learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Good evening and welcome to WTOP 10 Nightly News.
Total, Baldwin faces 32 charges.
Saturday, I went to Woodchuck Saloon.
Too much temperature change.
13-10 meteorologist.
2 as well. Visions from Tanner Spink.
Go to 2-1.
10 with 6 and 10 on the year.
One in 3 adults has pre-diabetes. That means it could be you. Your barber. Your barber's barber.
Nice work. Thanks.
With early diagnosis, pre-diabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Welcome back to WTOP 10 Nightly News. I'm Tommy Tallerino with your Tuesday night sports report. We start our sports report off right here at Laker Turf with the Oswego women's soccer team taking on the Keuka Wolves today. The Lakers continue their winning ways in this one with a 3-0 win. The offensive pressure was on full display with 16 shots on goal and 3 goals scored by Amber McDermott, Lexi Thompson, and Grace Madden. Oswego improves to 6-3-1 on the year and takes on SUNY Potsdam this Saturday at Laker Turf. Staying at Laker Turf, though, the Oswego State field hockey team welcomes Utica University tomorrow night at 4 p.m. After starting out with 4 straight wins, the Lakers have cooled down and are now 5-3 on the year. The Pioneers, though, are looking to get 1 game closer to 500 right now. After starting the season with a 2-3 record, Oswego will look to capitalize on these subpar Pioneers and break their 11-game losing streak against Utica. Will the Lakers break 2 losing streaks tomorrow night? Tune in and find out. The field hockey team isn't the only Oswego team facing Utica, as the men's soccer team travels to Utica for a non-conference matchup tomorrow night. The Lakers are off to a slow start this season with just a 2-5-1 record on the year so far, whereas the Pioneers are off to a hot start, sitting at 4-1-1. Oswego has dominated this matchup in the past, winning 23 of the 26 matchups and hasn't lost to them since 1983. If Oswego wants to turn their season around, this is the perfect game to do it. The action kicks off at 4 p.m. tomorrow night at Pioneer Turf. Over to north of the border as we take a look at the Yankees and Blue Jays matchup from last night. The Jays ended up squeaking out a 3-2 win in the 10th last night, but more importantly, Aaron Judge is still sitting at 60 home runs on the season. Judge needs 1 more to tie the Roger Maris single-season home run record of 61. Good thing, though, he has 9 more games to do it. These two teams are facing off again right now, with the Yankees leading the Blue Jays in the late 7th. If the Yankees win tonight, they clinch their 20th AL East title. Now, let's get to some Monday Night Football, as we have the Dallas Cowboys facing off against the New York Giants. Dak Prescott out, Cooper Rush in, and Dak is out for multiple weeks. Cooper Rush trying to get his 3rd career win with the Cowboys. Saquon Barkley, though, 36-yard touchdown run here, breaks it off, shows why he's called the quad father, just gets another touchdown on the year, has 408 scrimmage yards on the year, leads the NFL. Next drive, though, 2-time All-Pro, enters back with a touchdown of his own. Zeke, 15 carries, 73 yards tonight, and gets his first touchdown on the year. But then Cooper Rush, he's going to find CeeDee Lamb in the 4th. He connects. He gets it to the goal line. It's 6-6 right now, but they're going to break this tie. Lamb, 8 for 87. 1 touchdown on the night, makes the one-handed catch right here. Had a case of the Butterfingers so far this year, but seals that one, grabs it, brings it in, catches the touchdown. Huge momentum shift for the Cowboys right there. How about them Cowboys? Later on, we're going to see Daniel Jones come up here in a sec. 1:15 left in the 4th, 23-16, and he's going to throw the pick, but who else? Trayvon Diggs, the interception leader of last year, gets another one. This is his first on the year. He continues to make big plays for the Cowboys on the defensive end. What a game for the Cowboys. They win 23-16. Both teams are now 2-1 on the year, and they face off against Washington, and the Giants travel to Chicago.
What sports are coming up?
So this week we have a couple matchups right here at Laker Turf and on the road. We got volleyball at Maxfield Gym. We got women's soccer, and we got field hockey, and we got men's soccer to look forward to this week.
Sounds great.
How's weather this week?
Weather's looking good for those games. It's just tomorrow that's got the rain. After that, it's going to be mostly sun, a bit cool, but that's what we've got in the fall. So, and we'll also be looking at the Hurricane Ian coming into Florida tonight. So if you have anyone left behind in Florida, make sure to reach out to them, make sure they're okay.
Well, that's our report for tonight. Be sure to stay tuned for major discussions.
Thank you for watching. Have a great night, everyone.
Athletics. Aaron, there are 6 big points. This is the one you've been waiting for. This group has never beaten Cortland.
Getting started with some men's soccer as the Lakers had 2 conference matchups.
For half of the Lakers' goals this entire season.
Offense is key. You talked all about scoring goals.
Welcome to Understood.org, a free online resource for parents of kids with learning and attention issues, with personalized recommendations, tools, and daily access to experts to help your child thrive. Understood.org, because understanding is everything.